At 89 years old, Robert Redford has broken his silence, revealing the truth about his remarkable life, legendary career, and the friendship that forever tied him to Paul Newman. For decades, fans have admired Redford as a Hollywood icon, but what he's sharing now goes far beyond the spotlight. It's a story of resilience, heartbreak, and a bond that shaped cinema history. Stay with us, because this isn't just about movies. It's about two men whose friendship became legend. Born Charles Robert Redford Jr. on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, Redford grew up in a modest household. His father, Charles Robert Redford Sr., worked as a chemist and lab technician, grounding the family with discipline and stability. His mother, Martha Hart, a freelance illustrator and commercial artist, inspired him with creativity and a love for aesthetics. Growing up in Southern California exposed Redford to the culture and glamour of Hollywood, planting the seeds for what would become a remarkable career. He attended Van Nuys High School, where he first explored drama and performance, joining school plays and expressing himself creatively. Initially, his future seemed set on a different path when he enrolled at the University of Colorado to study architecture, but the pull of storytelling was too strong. Leaving behind blueprints and design, he pursued acting, enrolling at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City, where he received rigorous training and found mentors who recognized his unique talent. Redford's career began with small roles in television and film during the late 1950s and early 1960s. His big breakthrough came in 1969, when he starred opposite Paul Newman in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Playing the Sundance Kid, Redford captivated audiences with his rugged charm, rebellious spirit, and subtle charisma. The film didn't just make him a star, it created one of the most legendary partnerships in Hollywood history. 4 years later, in 1973, Redford and Newman reunited in The Sting, a film that not only topped the box office, but also earned critical acclaim. Together, they created a dynamic chemistry that felt effortless, an unspoken understanding that carried from the set to real life. The 1970s and 1980s proved to be Redford's golden era as he took on diverse and memorable roles. Films like All the President's Men in 1976 showed his ability to anchor political thrillers, while Out of Africa in 1985 revealed his softer, romantic side. He wasn't just acting, he was becoming a cultural symbol of a new kind of American hero, thoughtful, daring, and deeply human. Beyond acting, Redford shaped cinema in another groundbreaking way. In 1980, he founded the Sundance Institute, a non-profit dedicated to supporting independent filmmakers. From this vision came the Sundance Film Festival, which grew into the most important platform for independent films in the world. Countless directors, writers, and actors owe their careers to this festival, proof of Redford's commitment to creative freedom and storytelling innovation. He wasn't satisfied with simply being a Hollywood star. He wanted to change the industry itself. That same year, Redford directed his first major film, Ordinary People. The story, raw and emotional, stunned critics and audiences alike. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and Redford himself was nominated for Best Director. It cemented him as not only an actor of great talent, but also a filmmaker of extraordinary depth. The years that followed continued to showcase his versatility. In The Natural in 1984, he played Roy Hobbs, a baseball player whose story carried both mythic weight and emotional fragility. With The Milagro Beanfield War in 1988, which he directed, Redford blended art and social consciousness, telling a story of community, corruption, and identity. Then came A River Runs Through It in 1992, a poetic family drama starring Brad Pitt and Craig Sheffer. Redford's direction drew praise for its sensitivity, its beauty, and its exploration of loss and connection. Just 2 years later, he returned with Quiz Show, digging into the rigged quiz show scandals of the 1950s and confronting issues of media, morality, and trust. Time and again, Redford showed he was unafraid to ask difficult questions through film. In 1998, Redford directed and starred in The Horse Whisperer, a story of trauma, healing, and the restorative power of nature. It was another example of his ability to balance performance and direction seamlessly. In the 2000s, he continued to stay active both on screen and behind the camera. In Lions for Lambs in 2007, he portrayed a professor in a film that questioned politics and media. In 2011, he directed The Conspirator, diving into the aftermath of Abraham Lincoln's assassination. The following year, he returned with The Company You Keep, starring alongside Shia LaBeouf, exploring themes of political activism and secrecy. Decades into his career, Redford remained committed to telling stories that mattered. Redford's personal life was equally layered. In 1958, he married Lola Van Wagenen in Las Vegas, later holding a second celebration at Lola's grandmother's home. Together they had 4 children. Their firstborn, Scott Anthony Redford, was born in 1959, but tragically died just 2 months later from sudden infant death syndrome. Their daughter, Shauna Jean Redford, born in 1960, became a talented painter. Their son, David James Redford, born in 1962, pursued writing and filmmaking, but sadly passed away in 2020. Their youngest, Amy Redford, born in 1970, built her career in acting, directing, and producing. These experiences, both the joy and the heartbreak, shaped Redford profoundly. Although his marriage with Lola gradually drifted apart, the two shared a lifelong bond through their children and grandchildren. In 2009, Redford married Sybil Shaggers, an artist who shared his passion for creativity and culture. Their marriage, held at the Louis C. Jacob Hotel in Hamburg, Germany, marked a new chapter filled with companionship and mutual respect. Shaggers had already been his partner for years, and together they built a life centered on art, love, and shared vision. And yet, despite all the films, awards, and family stories, one of the most powerful aspects of Robert Redford's life remains his friendship with Paul Newman. For decades, the two icons rarely spoke publicly about their bond, but Redford has now revealed just how much Newman meant to him. Looking back now, Robert Redford's story is one of extraordinary triumph. From a boy growing up in Santa Monica to a Hollywood icon, from a young actor chasing dreams in New York City to a filmmaker reshaping American cinema, he has lived a life full of meaning. But perhaps his greatest achievement is not in the roles he played or the films he directed, but in the values he carried and the friendships he nurtured. His reflections on Paul Newman remind us all that the greatest legacies are not built on fame or fortune, but on loyalty, generosity, and the connections we build along the way. As Robert Redford finally opens up, we uncover more than Hollywood history. We witness a friendship that defined loyalty, respect, and humanity. The bond between Redford and Paul Newman is a legacy that still inspires today. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more timeless tales of cinema's greatest icons. Thanks for watching.